last year's MVP now, Erin Koffel.
Well, when we talked to Shauna Stanton, the head coach of the Bandits, before the game, she talked to us about some offensive focuses that they were going to have in this game. And one was going to be look in one window when you're going up to the plate. You could tell the exact window that Morgan Zirkle was looking for was a rise ball up in the zone. She got her barrel there and hit that ball hard. And one of the other focuses was going to be tough with 2 strikes. So look for the Bandits with 2 strikes to be tougher outs when the Talons pitchers get ahead.
Having been around Shauna Stanton the last couple days at batting practice, you just get the feel she's kind of made for the pro game. The way she approaches it, the way she communicates with players, very laid back, very kind of matter of fact at times. You can see the relationships that she's already building. This is Koffel into left, and here comes Zirkle around from second. And how about that? The Bandits, who didn't score last night, get on the board in the first 2 batters here in Game 3.
They needed this, and Erin Koffel found herself in a hitter's count. Gets a little bit jammed on this screwball, but she's just so strong. Quick hands to the inner half, still able to make the most of that screwball and hit it hard down the left field line. Morgan Zirkle, of course, going to score easily from second base.
So from a couple veterans to now a rookie in Taryn Kern at the plate against Megan Faremo, who was lights out last night, got the save. 0-1 to Kern, outside ball 1.
Well, this is a Bandits team that it was so important for their offense to show up early in this game. They scored in the first inning of the first game, and then they had not scored since the run that you just saw right there by Morgan Zirkle.
Kern into shallow center field. Coleman coming on, isn't going to get there. And that is 3 consecutive hits right out of the gates for Chicago.
Talons are going to call a quick timeout here and give Megan Faremo a breath. We talked about Shauna Stanton, though, and just how great of a head coach that she is, meant to coach pros. And she's mic'd up today in this game.
Bandits, go Bandits, no call in tonight. Oh, whose bubble yum is that?
It's whoever has the blue glove.
Dude, that's like one of my all-time favorite gums. Dude, why you been holding out on me?
Huh?
Why you been holding out on me?
Wait, what's that mean?
The bench, I didn't know we had bubble yum. That's my favorite kind. I was like, whose gum is this?
She got it today.
You know that's my favorite.
Yeah, I got 2 other packs.
Okay, all right, I may steal a piece. Now that you know.
Don't tell anyone.
Okay.
Bubble yum.
I like it. She also said no cawing tonight. So they are hearing the caws from the Talon stands. And they don't want to hear it anymore, which they will on an 0-2 count.
They are probably sick of hearing it, and they're hearing it right now. Here's the caw. So because hometowns are new for AUSL, we now have different traditions that every ballpark is going to have that these fans and the team are going to learn.
There is a red-tailed falcon in the building.
A hawk. I think a red-tailed hawk.
Through the left side. The Bandits keep it going, and the aggressive base running. Here comes Koffel, and that is an obstruction call on the catcher Palacios. So Koffel is safe at the plate. Alex Leap, the home plate umpire, immediately signaling obstruction when Koffel came around and slid into Palacios.
Now you see she's, before she has possession of the ball, kind of blocking that runner's lane that Erin Koffel had committed to, but Erin Koffel, I think, would have been safe, you know, regardless. But good job by Alex Leap to be right on top of it. That is 4 hits in a row for the Bandits. Tough with 2-strike hit there for Jocelyn Erickson.
No one is looking forward to an off day more than Charlize Palacios, the Utah catcher, because she has just taken a beating in these first 3 games now. She's been hit by 2 pitches. She's fouled numerous off of herself, and then now gets slid into there by Koffel. Lifted to Left center field, Coleman calls off Andrews, and it will be plenty deep enough to not only score a run, but advance a runner to third.
Yeah, good execution there to elevate a ball to the outfield just to be able to get that sacrifice fly and another run on the board. But Jada Coleman wanted to make a throw to third base. She's angling her body toward third base, knowing that she can't get that home, but nobody was covering third, so there was a delay in her throw. Who knows if it would have made a difference, but it wasn't even close because nobody was there and she delayed her throw.
Remember, there were 13 consecutive scoreless innings that the Talons had put up since the first inning of game 1 when Montana Fouts gave up 2, and then she responded and went the distance with 6 straight scoreless after that. That is just tipped off the bat of Jessica Clements, who re-enters the starting lineup today. She will also get the center field duties, moving Morgan Zirkel over to right field. The Bandits have doubled their hit total from last night in a third of an inning. Clements fouls this away. And the call chance in the 1-2 count for Faremo. Another foul ball. It's interesting, too. You talk about the approach from Shonda Stanton. She's still learning these players. These players are still learning her, whether they came out of the college game and had one approach at the plate, and maybe now they're trying to meet in the middle and figure out what works for everybody. Ground ball right side. Moore goes to a knee. The job done. Clements will take the RBI, and the Bandits are up 4-0.
This already looks like just a completely different Bandits offense that we're seeing in this game. On time, putting up 4 runs, a crooked number in this first inning to immediately put pressure on the Talons that had just been cruising for 13 innings straight, putting zeros on the board.
Well, you don't want to put too much on this opening series. It's still a lot of games to be played in some respects, and in others it's only a 25-game series, so this does feel like a big night for the Bandits, maybe even more so now that they are up 4-0 before the Talons have grabbed a bat. You only play them 2 more times. They'll play twice in Chicago. The teams don't. It's not necessarily a even split as far as 3 games at home, 3 games away. You play everybody 5 times. So the Bandits will only get the Talons in Chicago twice. Can Megan Faremo end the inning here and then try to settle in the second like Fouts did a couple nights ago?
Just how quickly Morgan Zirkel set the tone for Chicago to start off this game. First pitch that she saw, she found an alley out there in right center field, a hard hit ball on a rise ball, and I mean, they just have not looked back since that hard hit ball.
Ground ball left side, gonna be a tough play for Flippin, and I think Sammy Williams would have been safe regardless, so it'll likely go down as an infield single, which is hit number 5 in the first inning.
Going to pull Hannah Flippin deep into the hole, and she goes to her backhand. Everything would have needed to be absolutely perfect with the distance of that throw to have gotten her out.
Bella Dayton now to try and keep it rolling with 2 outs. So the situational hitting is improving drastically for the Bandits in just 1 inning. They've scored 1 more run than they did combined in the first 2 games.
Well, and even the situational hitting, you know, 3 for 4 with runners on, 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position won't even reflect the sacrifice fly RBI as well as the ground ball to second base. Good execution for the outs that they've had in this inning. They've been productive.
And not a single batter has come up and done something that didn't have an impact on this first inning as that goes outside ball one. Did Dayton go? She did, and stays there again. They will face a lefty in the circle in Mariah Lopez, who got a big ovation when they announced her name pregame. She's a second-year pro from Peoria, Arizona, but played her college ball right here at Utah. She was the first Utah pitcher since 2012 to have back-to-back 20-win seasons.
Talk a lot about Hannah Flippin returning back home. Cool to see Mariah Lopez doing the same thing, getting to pitch on her old field. Amy Hogue, the Utah head coach, actually threw out one of the first pitches that we saw before the game today.
While Flippin, alongside a former pro Ananisa Ortez, helped Utah to super regionals when they were playing together here. Lopez, back in 2023, actually got Utah to the Women's College World Series. Just missing on the inside corner to Andrews in a 2-2 count. Lopez was actually with this Talons team. She was kind of their fifth arm a year ago. A little bit of an up and down season, but she had some moments where she was really good, primarily in relief. This goes back up the middle, and Aaliyah Andrews has really found herself in a green jersey.
This continues to find different ways to get on base. This is now her fourth hit of the series. Mariah Lopez worked from ahead, and Andrews just made her pitch a few more pitches in that at bat for a leadoff single.
So speed on first, and now it is the matchup of the Utes, Flippin versus Lopez. Strike one to Hannah Flippin. Who do you root for here if you're Amy Hogue? Root for a quality AB and a hard hit ball right at somebody?
Yeah. I think so. That is a tough thing to think about. And if you're a Utah fan, it's like, oh, this is not an easy one. Ute versus Ute.
We get a lot of this in the league. This one unique because it's the only two Utah players, so it's more unlikely, but you see a program like UCLA, we have a lot of Bruins throughout the league, so you get some of these matchups, Faramo versus Garcia and things like that. Two-one just up, and now a big-time hitters count here for Hannah Flippin. 2 for 6 with a triple and a walk at the plate in the first two games. Ground ball, chance for two. Agbayani tried to flip it to Koffel, and she couldn't handle it. It was awkward. It was really tight to the base.
Yeah, and trying to be so fast because you know Aaliyah Andrews' speed, even for a routine force out potential there, it makes it trickier. And Erin Koffel tried to barehand that toss from Agbayani. She's so close to her too, so that toss just had to have a little bit of touch to it, and it's just kind of an in-between throw, and now Talons have 2 on.
And the dangerous Savannah Jaquish, who takes strike one.
You see Savannah Jaquish back up as that pitch was coming. So Mariah Lopez wanting to work this inner corner to them with her curveball, and as the pitch was coming, Savannah Jaquish took a step back off the plate, anticipating a curveball in. So then they go outside to combat that.
Now where does Lopez go in a 1-2 count, and nobody out and 2 on? Stays away and a little up that time, 2-2. Swing and a miss. A big first out for Lopez.
Yeah, moving the ball around on the inner half and on the outer half too, and then throwing a curveball that has a little bit of up to it to get the swing and miss. Jaquish wanting to have a moment there with the runner in scoring position and a chance for an RBI, but it's a strikeout for Lopez.
Jada Coleman takes the off-speed pitch for strike one. Coleman 2 for 5 with a double in the first couple games.
And Lopez is going to throw, it's a tricky lefty-on-lefty matchup here because of her curveball that she'll throw the majority of the time, or the higher percentage at about 44%. Mix in her changeup like that. And then also mix in her rise ball as well. So lefty-on-lefty matchup, she can throw that curveball backdoor on the inner half and then mix in a changeup too, like she just did to Coleman for the second strike, and move the ball up in the zone.
Reaching, tags it out into shallow left. Long run for Dayton, it gets by. Here comes Andrews around from second to score. Jada Coleman picks up the RBI.
Well, and the pitch call here was a curveball, 3 balls out, and Mariah Lopez locates that pitch 3 balls off the plate. That's where it was supposed to be, but Coleman just gets it off the end of the bat. Bella Dayton was respecting her power and playing pretty deep out in left field, and it just falls. But again, the Bandits defense has been let them down throughout this series, and we're seeing it in this inning as well. That play at second base did go down as an error on Akbayani. And that, we talked about it coming into this game. The Talons, pitching, and defense has been on point. The Bandits have had moments where their defense has let them down. Even that ball was in the air a long time for Bella Dayton to potentially have made that play if she was maybe positioned differently to start.
Really, the only ball that was hard hit in the right spot was Aaliyah Andrews. Flippins was hit decent, but to Agbayani. And then the floater there from Coleman out in the left field. Charlize just stays on that. The last pitch was also a changeup at 56. That one dropped a couple more miles per hour off at 54. I'm just glad to see Charlize foul one that didn't hit her.
Yeah, she's probably really glad too.
Two. So Mariah Lopez was with the Talons a year ago. Now with the Bandits out of the reserve athlete pool. They are missing 3 of their primary 5 pitchers on the temporary inactive list, finishing up their Japanese seasons right now. So Lopez, Amber Pfizer, who was the opening day starter, and Bree Copeland, who we saw last night was excellent in relief, are the 3 fill-ins.
A lot of pitches that Mariah Lopez, seems like the more and more she labors, even though the Talons still down by 3, the more and more momentum that goes back on their side here.
Hard hit, and it is a fair ball. That's going to roll all the way to the corner. Charlize Palacios on her horse, headed for 3. It's a triple. She was moving a little better than we saw her last night. After the foul ball off her foot, feeling much better today.
Palacios handling another 2-strike pitch and sending it the other way, just using every single inch of that line. It looked fair to me off the bat.
The Bandits are challenging that the runner at second base left early. That play is under further review.
And so the Bandits aren't going to challenge the if it was fair or foul. They're going to challenge if the runner at second base left early. That's what they're going to challenge here.
One note on the challenges at the pro level, you still get 2, but you don't get it back if you get it right. So you have 2 for the entire game, whether you get them both right, whether you get them both wrong. So the Bandits will be with just 1 challenge for the remaining 6 innings. Let's take a look.
That's like pretty on time to me.
Alex Leap has heard the word, so we will hear it now.
After review, the call in the field is upheld. The runner left on time. This is Chicago's first challenge with 1 remaining.
Man, this is just, quite frankly, crushing if you're the Bandits. You lost the series, hadn't scored in 13 innings, come out and put a crooked number up in a 4 spot, and then the Talons just answer right back with a 3 spot and a chance to score more. Runner at third base, less than 2 outs.
Now Jadlyn Alchin at the plate with just the 1 away in the inning after the triple from Charlize, and the Talons now have 3 triples on the year after just 2 all of last year.
That is in large part to their new home field here. That is 225 down the lines, 235 to center field, a large-sized college softball field that is a pitcher-friendly park and a triple-friendly park.
I said this on opening night when we talked about the dimensions of this field, but it's very likely the Talons, regardless of the power they have on their roster, which they do have power hitters, they will likely be last in home runs and probably very high up there in triples and doubles. Alchin to center, back goes Clements. Clements coming on, the throw home is not going to get there. Palacios scores. And we are tied at 4 apiece.
Just more good execution. Is Alchin able to lift a ball out to the outfield and plate another run, and the Talons come all the way back. So many 2-strike hits that they've had in this inning. In fact, they've had 3 hits in this inning. All have been with 2 strikes. They have been tough outs, continuing to put the ball in play. Leah Andrews started that trend when she led off the inning with a 2-strike hit right back up the middle of the field.
The only good thing about Bri Ellis being at the plate, if you're a Bandits fan, is that nobody is on base right now. She has just been on fire out of the gates, leading this team 4 for 5 at the plate, a walk. She's hit for the cycle in the first 2 games of the season, not in 1 game, but over the course of those 2 games has done it.
We'll talk about 2-strike hits. She's had 3 of her 4 hits have been with 2 strikes. The Talons just have been really good, really tough outs.
Just an incredible start after a slow rookie season. Gets a lot of this to deep right center, and it's carrying, and it is gone! Bri Ellis tops her rookie season total in just 3 games. That is power. Mom and Dad loving it in the stands here in Salt Lake City.
Being able to hit a changeup the opposite way, she didn't even get all of it, but she's just so strong that this ball just continued to carry. No wind to deal with blowing into the field tonight. Bri Ellis is so strong. 2nd home run of the season, 2nd home run in 3 games, and Utah takes the lead just out of the reach of Morgan Circle.
Let's go down to Anna, who has Bri Ellis.
All right, Bri, how's the wind right now? I know last time we were out of breath.
Let me see. Oh, the wind, the breath, still not there. It's okay though. It's worth it. I'll take it.
All right, so the Bandits started off strong, but you guys bounced right back. How important was that home run to bring momentum to this dugout?
Honestly, home runs are great, but the most important part of that was those at-bats we strung together at the beginning. I mean, beginning of the season, we're still trying to find, we're still trying to find our identity as a team, and I think being able to get punched in the mouth hard, 4 runs the first inning, and be able to punch back and also get ahead, it's huge, and it says a lot about who we are as a team.
All right, go catch your breath. Thanks, Bri.
Thank you.
Shaggy.
Anna's ruthless. Bri Ellis didn't hit the bottom step before she was ready for an interview.
You know what it's like when you run at altitude? Like, you don't have the same breath that you have when you're running at sea level or Chicago or Oklahoma City. I mean, it just is so different, even when you're trotting around for a home run. It really does take your breath away. Remember, we'd go and play travel ball tournaments in Colorado, and they didn't have fences at a lot of the fields that we play on in like 12U and 14U, and you would hit it, just have to, it'd be an in the park home run. But your lungs like hurt when you got to home, and you actually could not catch your breath. We're at about, how many feet above are we?
We're up there. That's
like 4,500 feet, 4,700 feet.
I can tell you, if we were about a mile in front of us, we would be a lot higher.
Yeah.
In the mountains.
Beautiful mountain that we get to look at, call a game.
Feels like a very science question for somebody who, when we discussed this yesterday, neither of us are necessarily back into the order. Remember, it was Morgan Zirkle who just moments ago, it seemed like, took the very first pitch of the game into the right center field gap that started a streak of 4 consecutive batters with a hit and scoring for the Bandits. Ground ball right side. That is a nasty hop at Maddie Moore. Zirkle won't test it, and I don't know how they're going to rule that, but you can't really fault Maddie Moore.
Has to be a hit. The last hop right there just took off, and you see her trying to stay down and stay low. Takes off on her.
And she just about got that to go in her glove. So Zirkle had a double. Koffel had a single to drive her in right after. Strike 1 on the outside corner.
You know, early in game 1, when the Bandits scored those 2 runs against Montana Fouts, they were really keen in on pitches that were more up in the zone, and they were able, the pitching staff and Montana Fouts and the pitch calling were able to make the adjustment to then go more down in the zone with her drop ball and more inside to the Bandits' left-handed hitters. You're seeing Faremo take that same approach now after the first inning when she gave up those 4 runs. The Bandits handle pitches up in the zone very well. They've proven that. But already in the second inning, we're seeing more drops from Faremo and more off-speed pitches out of her hand as they were just on time with up in the zone. Same thing happened against Fouts.
All 4 with 1 out, so there's 2 on. Big chance here for the 3 spot in the Chicago order, Taryn Kern. Speaking of Fouts, saw her out in the bullpen, not really getting ready, but there's a good chance that if they do go to the pen, Montana would be one of the options after an off day yesterday.
We'll have an off day tomorrow as well. Travel day for everybody to get to where they need to be for the next series, including us. We'll head to Chicago, and the Cascade will come here.
Yeah, Utah back-to-back series at home. The same goes for the Carolina Blaze, who will stay in Durham. They picked up the series win over the Cascade, 2-1, but Portland got on the board today with a really impressive offensive performance.
12 runs in 1 inning put up by Portland.
Corby Otis hit a grand slam. Megan Grant hit an absolute missile last night in a loss, but I don't know if we'll ever see a ball hit like that again. if we do, it's probably going to be her.
Yes. Or somebody like Brie Ellis could do it too.
Leah Andrews in an 0-1 count, second inning of work for Mariah Lopez. Both of these GMs would tell you, Lisa Fernandez and Jenny Dalton-Hill, how difficult the offseason was, because when you have expansion, you have to make room for these teams to be able to compete right away. So you have an expansion draft, and as a part of that, as Andrews bunts it again and is out at first, I think there might be a challenge coming. She wanted it at least.
That was so close, and Jocelyn Erickson got tested again. Aaliyah Andrews went right back to a bunt down the first base line, and first one rolled foul as it went on, and then Jocelyn Erickson gets tested again. A bang play. The left-handed first baseman able to make it. She got rid of that ball so quick. She got to it quick. It looked like she was going to be beat, but that is all Jocelyn Erickson with the gold glove of a type of first baseman.
Strike one to Hannah Flippen. So as I mentioned, you can protect 5 players in the expansion draft. And the Bandits kept 3 of their top bats, Erin Koffel, Morgan Zirkle, Skylar Wallace, and then their top 2 arms, Lexi Kilfoyle and Taylor McQuillan. But in doing so, you lose some extremely talented players. Sydney McKinney, who is one of the best offensive players in the league. Bubba Nichols didn't hit for a high average, but had the 2nd most home runs. And Delaney Wiz, who I think we both appreciate the versatility she offers, as well as
know that you had a fantastic changeup in your youth softball career, or maybe even when you got it to college. Tell me about it when you found it.
I just think that it was the first pitch that I learned aside from a fastball, so I think I've just been working on it for so long that I'm just able to make it my own. And
oh no.
I think just being able now to throw it at different speeds really keeps holding people accountable on not being able to sit on one type of speed for me. And so just being able to spot it in any place that I want and throw it at any speed that I want has made me really effective.
Okay, you just told me something that perked my ears that I didn't know about you, that you'll throw it at different speeds. So when you're manipulating your speed, that's done on purpose by you.
Yes, absolutely. Because sometimes it'll be in the mid-50s, and sometimes it could be down to 38, 39 miles an hour. So it really just depends on who is up and if they look like they're sitting it or not, if they're fouling it off straight back, all those different things, kind of just quickly go through my head. And then also sometimes our catchers will give me a motion to be maybe throw it a little bit lower, more off of the plate. Same thing with the coaching staff. Sometimes they're going to give me a sign to throw it a little bit more off the plate, just so I have the direction of where I want to throw it and what spot I want to put it into.
Mary Jacopo just singled and makes way for Jessica Clements with nobody out here in the 3rd inning. Sarah, do you know? Ooh, and Alex Leap just took that on a foul ball. Looks all right. Sarah, we've talked about the overhand throw, of course, that you do every time. If our viewers aren't familiar, Sarah comes out and warms up with an overhand pitch first. Do you know how hard you can throw that pitch?
I think that I'd probably be sitting around 50 to 60 miles an hour when I really put something behind it. So I feel like if I threw a real baseball, I could get up to probably low 80s.
I'm just going to tell
fast, but
you threw one last night, 64 miles per hour overhand.
Really?
Blew me away.
It came up on the track, man.
Let's go. I wonder if that was the one that I threw by Sarah Gordon, because there was one that I just threw and it was not anywhere near her. So
no, it was a strike. It was a strike. Oh,
okay,
it was a dart.
Okay,
it was the
okay.
2nd or 3rd inning. It was so impressive. Where does that, we told the story before, but for our new viewers, where does that come from?
So my first few years at the University of Washington, our coach JT D'Amico, he was like, I think you should go out and do that just to mess with the other team. But then also, I feel like it's a good set for me because it's one overhand throw, so I don't forget how to throw overhand. So when a ground ball comes back to me, I'm able to just make a good throw to the field. Because you get in the repetition of throwing underhand so many times that sometimes I forget how to throw the ball overhand. So I hit him with the toss. So the overhand throw is just a little bit of different things. But yeah, it started at my freshman year at Washington.
0-2 count with the caw chance, and Clements fouls it off.
And last night in the post-game presser, you were talking about this pitching staff and learning from Montana and Megan and everybody on the pitching staff. Just what is that like in the bullpen to get to pick each other's brains on this Talons pitching staff?
I mean, I just think it's such a unique experience because you're pitching with so many other pitchers that all throw different stuff in you. So everybody's giving different ideas and different just like ways to pitch, and their way may not be the way that I do it, but like their way works for them. And I think we're all just able to be effective. And I think like I looked up to Montana and Megan and Dallas, like getting to watch them when I was younger. So it's just been awesome to get to talk to them. And then also like just getting to learn from them because I really want to learn that Montana Fouts Rise ball. So.
Sarah, thank you so much. Congrats on a great start.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Well, that last play was a line shot to Savannah Jaquish, and the Talons, clearly the timing was there of the double up, but the question is, where was Brie Ellis's foot? Which base was it on?
Utah is challenging the call at first base. The call on the field is safe. The play is under further review.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Amanda, that's what they're looking at here. If her foot was on the regular base or the safety bag.
Yeah, I think I was too busy looking down at Sarah in the dugout to see what her feet were doing, but also, yeah, it's like she started on the white bag, then went to the double bag, and then the umpire is saying that she was off of the bag. But I thought she's kind of like right there. It looks to me like she was touching the white, and then it slipped to the orange bag, and then she gets it back in time.
I think she might have had her twice, actually. Yeah. It almost looked like her cleat was still on the base at that line.
Yeah, some fancy footwork there by Brie Ellis at first base.
There's a good chance this is going to be an out, but we'll see.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe.
Interesting.
This is Utah's first challenge with one remaining.
That's not what I saw, but that's okay.
First challenge for the Talons, so each team only has one remaining, and as we mentioned, although both have been unsuccessful, it doesn't matter if they're successful or not. You only have 2 per game, and then of course same rule as college with the 6th inning on. The umpires can initiate a review if they choose to. This is Sammy Williams, who reached on an infield single to shortstop her first time up. Williams puts a charge into one to left center. It's gone. Sammy Williams was excellent defensively last night, and that is a big-time swing from the Iowa State great.
She hit the ball hard last night, too. 0 for 3 with nothing to show for it. But we talked to Shauna Stanton about her and her ability to recover after a tough game 1 where she made 2 critical errors in that game over at third base. Did not carry that into game 2 at all. Played an awesome defense at third base. Had some quality at bats last night. Again, 0 for 3, but is 2 for 2 today with 2 RBIs with that home run.
That is production out of the 7-hole. Let's go down to Anna Camden with Sammy.
All right, first, Sammy, I need the story of this hat. What brought that on?
This is our home run hat. I'm new to the team, but I guess they had it last year, so they had to make sure it got here safely this season.
Amazing. All right, you guys, 8 hits already. What's been working for you tonight that's different from the first 2 nights?
I think we're just focusing on timing her up. We're getting a lot of good contact, and we're not letting the counts beat us. We're just fighting through the counts.
Thanks, Sammy.
Yeah.
Chucky?
Sammy Williams with the home run hat. Okay, I like it. It's a tradition. We are going to get a look at the Chicago fans' traditions as well. And, of course, the Bandits had been around previously in the National Pro Fastpitch League, but they are reanimated in the AUSL. So these caw chants that we have in Utah, I'm excited to see what we get in Chicago.
Can't wait. It was a hard hit ball by Bella Dayton, and then an error out in center field by Jada Coleman, which is just not very common at all. But how about this Chicago response here in the 3rd inning?
Down to the 9-hole, still just 1 out here for Agbayani, and you have the top of the order coming up next in Zirkle and Koffel, who have each reached in their first 2 ABs. Ilana still looking for her first professional hit.
And need to let that rise ball go, chasing it a couple of times, doing exactly what Megan Frema wants her to do with that pitch. A screwball that likely is going to set up a rise ball here that she'll throw to her again.
Ilana Agbayani is a Gold Glove second baseman. Former Conference Player of the Year at her first college stop, BYU, just down the road in Provo, Utah. She had a great golden ticket moment. They kind of propped her up on their shoulders in Oklahoma. Patty Gasso, in her press conference afterwards, said she was not expecting this, and I think the whole program was thrilled for Ilana, who is going to go down on strike. Charlize pump fake for just a second, and that is that aggressive base running Shonda Stanton wants to see as Dayton makes it over to third.
Would love to know what she's saying, and she's mic'd up, so you know, maybe we can get a little gist of what she's saying eventually, even if we don't hear it on air. I just love to know, because she was passionate about something, and I love hearing Shonda Stanton coach about base running.
Prime opportunity for the Bandits to pad their one-run lead with Zirkle. Nice job by Charlize to scoop it up.
They've hit the ball hard in this inning. You even think about the line drive to Savannah Jakewish that almost was turned into a double play, and that mistake with the footwork at first base, that was a costly mistake when you think about how this inning, 3 games in.
Up and in at Savannah Jakewish, and now in a big hitter's count. See if she's got the green light. 3-0. And it's a 4-pitch walk to start the third inning. This feels like a big frame for the Bandits to keep the momentum going. They put up a 0 last time they were in the field with Lopez settling in, but can they do it in back-to-back frames? Jada Coleman next. She was a first-round pick of the Talons in the allocation draft, which came immediately following the expansion draft back in December now. But this is where they went because of losing Maya Brady. You need that elite talent in the outfield, especially on a big field like this, so you go get Jada Coleman. What is your Jada Coleman moment? If you think of Jada Coleman and you told people about one moment, what is it?
Do you have one in mind?
I do, yeah. It's the catch at the World Series.
That's a good one. I just always go back to the fact that she's a left-handed shortstop in high school. And that tells you everything that you need to know about how athletic that she is, that she played Texas high school softball shortstop left-handed, but too many at OU to name. 4-time national champion. And just electric at the plate, electric out in center field on defense. Super pumped that she's here playing in AUSL for her first season, and she's had a hit in every game.
She played the last 2 years with the Oklahoma City Spark before they joined the AUSL, so she's a third-year pro. She was just shy of becoming a 4-time first-team All-American. She got the second-team nod as a senior. Lopez could not pull it in, and now 2 aboard with nobody out.
Her second at bat, where Mariah Lopez gets ahead with 2 strikes, and the pitch call is a curveball, 3 balls off the plate. Exact same thing happened in her first at bat, and she was able to get off the end of the bat and fly it out to left field for a hit. This time it's a hard ground ball up the middle of the field, but that is 2 or 3 balls off the plate that she still is able to do something with.
Now Charlize Palacios, another third-year pro from Chula Vista, California. Started her career at Arizona, played 3 years there. One of them was COVID. And then finished with a couple years at UCLA.
Hit it off of her foot again. Oh. She hit a foul ball off of her front leg in last night's game that was extremely painful for her, and then also got hit by a pitch in her other foot. Is that the same at bat?
I believe it was.
Yeah, and then now hitting off the top of her foot.
Earlier today, she had double shin guards on. She had one on each leg, but she did put one away, but she might rethink it. Who knows? Fooled by that pitch in the dirt from Lopez. This is a big at-bat right here for Palacios and for Chicago. Ground ball left side, just foul. Chicago would have loved for that to stay fair. Action out in the Chicago bullpen. It is the opening day starter Amber Pfizer getting ready. She just was announced as the new pitching coach at Tulsa under their new head coach, DJ Gasso. This one is ball four to Palacios, and the bases are loaded. You talked about grand slams.
Tell me about it.
Well, as they say in the AUSL, this is legendary. So I started wearing this hat when she was about 11 years old, and her hitting started taking off. And I'm not really superstitious, but I am a little stitious, so I kept wearing it.
And I believe you've got some duct tape holding it together. Can you show us that?
I do. So you know, it's all in the hat. So I had to keep it going.
Not to be outdone by Bree's mom, you've got a spreadsheet. Tell us about that spreadsheet.
Well, Anna, I have all of her home runs since her first one when she was 9 years old, and it's color-coded by the year she played, 10U, 12U, all the way through her last year at Arkansas. And while we were sitting here, Anna, I had to add to it because she got a home run tonight. So we're at 188 since she was 9 years old.
100 and what, one more time?
188 home runs in her
188 home runs, and hoping for another one right here, so I'm sure you guys want to lock in. And so we'll go back to you, Chucky.
Thank you so much. The spreadsheet might look a little different by the end of this year. She's already off to a tremendous start.
It's Molly and Ron, Briellis' parents, and Molly with the spreadsheet. I mean, the hat is legendary, the spreadsheet is legendary, and that is a commitment to track every single home run since she was, I think, 8 years old?
9 years old
was her first home run that she hit out of the park.
One of 3 players in the league with 2 home runs right now. Takes the 0-2 outside. She just looks like Briellis again. She just wasn't in it last year as a rookie. It was just a little bit off, and you know how challenging that can be. We've seen that with other players who come out as rookies and the stresses of the college game and how long the season is can wear on you. Aaron Koffel came out of college and had a rough rookie year before the AUSL's inception in the past version of it, which is now known as the All-Star Cup, that's still played, the leaderboard format, and she's now an MVP of this league.
Yeah, and she said in the post-game press conference after game 1, Briellis did, that the resilience it took to get there and the belief when I didn't really feel like it and I didn't want to, that she still, you know, worked hard. And it's fun when things go your way, but she admittedly said, you know, it took a lot of resilience and fight and deep belief to work in the off season and find that joy and find that fun again. And what a start for her. Her first at bat on opening day was a home run.
1-2. So I mentioned Pfizer, who just got the pitching coach job at Tulsa under DJ Gasso. DJ Gasso and Briellis worked together a lot when he was at Arkansas as one of their hitting coaches, and Bree and him even got together in the middle of the season last year when they ran into each other in the kind of touring format that we saw in the AUSL.
Now she has to come to her here and try to make a good pitch, bases loaded, nowhere to put her. You have to find a corner here.
Fouls this pitch off. Do you remember the last Briellis grand slam that she hit?
SEC tournament?
SEC tournament.
Nice. They did not give her one pitch to hit in the 3 at-bats, I think, before that. All balls. The only pitch, the only strike that she got was the grand slam, and it was a walk-off grand slam.
3-2. And she just keeps fighting off pitches.
She also talked about some off-season adjustments that she made. She was doing some tweaks, some experimenting in the off-season, and important for her, she said, to stay loose with her upper body and fire her legs. That's what she thinks about when she's in the box and the adjustments that she made.
Again, out in front. That was pitch number 11 of the at-bat.
Well, and I could tell you this is not fun if you're Amber Pfizer, because it constantly feels like, oh, I have to make another pitch. And she fouled that one off, and I thought that that was a good pitch. In on her hands with a backdoor curveball.
Another 3-2. She got her finally. Pfizer wins it. A big yell, and she earned it against Ellis.
What a pitch by Amber Pfizer. She has the mentality. When you watch her pitch, she is competitive. She is gritty, Amber Pfizer is. And she is not going to give in, even in a deep at-bat like that against a home run hitter. And Bri Ellis gets her on the off-speed curveball, and she loves it for out number 2, trying to work her way out of this jam.
Now Caroline Jacobson, who struck out swinging against Mariah Lopez in her first at-bat. Jacobson 0 for 6 to start the season, much different than what she did last year. Just came flying out of the gates, but jumps ahead of Pfizer 2-0.
The thing about that Bri Ellis at bat is that Pfizer started out in an 0-2 count against Bri Ellis, and she worked her way all the way back into that count and fouled off several pitches.
3-0. Strike one catches the top of the zone from Pfizer. Their general manager, Jenny Dalton-Hill, picked up Amber Pfizer out of the reserve athlete pool. Really likes what she can do. Excited to have her join this team. But Jacobson rips it to center. It is off the wall. A bases clearing double for Caroline Jacobson, her first hit of the 2026 season.
Curveball on the outer half, and I thought that Jacobson was going to hit this out of here, and it would have been out of here on any other park in this league. Deep, deep, deep part, 235 to center field, hits off the top of the wall, and more 2-out scoring for the Talons.
Talons had really struggled with runners in scoring position entering this game. That is the third lead change of the night. This is more of a first half of a basketball game than the first half of a softball game right now.
Well, and how devastating that is for Amber Pfizer. Comes in, working her tail off in that Bri Ellis at bat. 12 pitch at bat, gets the strikeout, only to then have Caroline Jacobson right after her hit that double. And props to Caroline Jacobson for having Bri Ellis's at bat. Bri Ellis was talking to Anna just about this team and how they are so connected and finding different ways to win. And if it's not going to be Bri Ellis one night, which remember she already has a home run, that's why she was talking to Anna, then it's going to be somebody else being able to pick her up at the bottom of the order, getting some bottom half of the order scoring here for Utah.
Two-two to the rookie Maddie Moore. 3-2. This is skied into foul territory close to the fence, and it will get down.
Some really big, fair territories that we have on this field. A lot of room to run, just a lot of ground to cover overall for the outfield. In fair territory and in foul territory alike. Kind of is deceiving. It looks bigger, I think, from our angle than the angle that you see there, because that warning track dirt goes a little bit wider than what you see on that screen.
Moore skies it to left field, but it hangs up and is caught by Dayton. That was a
team, and so excited. They've showed up. They're bought into the cause. It's kind of silly, but they're owning it, and it's been really fun.
Is that a play on words? Bought into the cause?
Bought into the cause. You got it.
I love that.
Yeah. It's been fun to like create tradition. Like, we're a new team and we get to kind of establish how things happen, and so I'm so stoked that the fans are just like as in as we are.
You guys are setting the bar high, because we go to Chicago after this and we're asking Shauna Stanton, the head coach, of, hey, what's your guys' two-strike tradition?
Totally.
She was like, well, we don't know. We need to come up with one.
Yeah.
So you guys are setting the bar really high.
Yeah, I'm curious to go to the next couple cities and like see what it's like and compare. And so far, I mean, I don't know, this seems like it's going to be pretty hard to beat. They're freaking bought in, and I've been to some other places, and these guys, they're all, look at them, just listen to them, it's crazy. I'm back!
2-2.
Yeah,
Got her!
Meg! I love when she gets fired up. Let's go. Yeah, Meg! Yeah.
Give us the two worlds of Megan Faremo, because we talked about that actually. Last night she comes in, she is so fired up, and then we show her in the dugout, and there's this big smile on her face, and it's like, oh, she's the nicest person in the world.
She totally has two personalities. She has the on-field personality and then the in-the-circle personality. In the circle, she is locked in. Like, she is fiery and passionate, and then off the field, she is the most thoughtful person that I think I've ever met. Like, just the ideas that she's coming up with for like team culture things. It's just so thoughtful and soft. Whereas out here, she's big, strong, and tough.
Jocelyn Erickson at the plate with one away and one on for Chicago.
Yeah, Meg, me, you. Yes, Jay, come with me.
And I'm curious, everybody talks about, and including us, how great of a leader you are. Where do you feel like you learned to be a leader from?
I think it's just like been experience and been, I like being the leader. I like answering the questions that I have for other people. I'm just a player on this team, and if I have the thoughts and if I have the questions, somebody else is asking those questions, and so I just try and find the answers. I'm not doing anything special, but just finding the answers, whether that's how to win or what time are we eating, what time's BP, and so I'm just like kind of liaison and watch three, you're good, you're good, you're good. So what, Meg? Here we go. But I will attribute yep, I got you. Yeah. I will attribute a lot of my leadership qualities to my mom. My mom is a very strong person.
On the field, making all kinds of waves, showing what they can do. I mean, Megan Grant last night, 313-foot home run, first hit in the AUSL. That's all you need to know right there, right? Set the NCAA home run record. Just been outstanding. And so many others. Carlin Pickens, complete game last night. So just so many storylines that it's been so much fun.
How are you kind of seeing the growth? Obviously, we see the two new teams, but what else are you looking at that gives you optimism for the future of the league?
Yeah, I think first and foremost on my radar is the 3-year deal that we signed with ESPN, the 50 games that we're going to have, on ESPN each year. And then, of course, MLB.com, TV, CBS, having all of our slots filled and making our product available every single game is first and foremost. I think looking forward to increased viewership and attendance is certainly on our radar. And again, just watching these athletes every single day.
How big is it for your guys' momentum within AUSL, with the momentum that was created at the World Series, with record ratings and viewership and attendance there as well? How do you guys feel that, if at all?
Oh, we feel it. I mean, we talk about it almost every day. Yeah, especially for those days when we were watching softball every day. I mean, the women that are out on
running, because you just don't hear coaches talk about it all that much in the same way that Shauna Stanton does.
That was one of the questions when she got hired. Would she bring the aggressive style to the professional game that she employs at Indiana this year? They tied for 3rd in the nation in stolen bases. We've seen them not steal a base yet, but we've seen them put runners in motion in some hit and run situations. We've seen them be extremely aggressive on balls that have gotten away, and that's Sammy Williams continuing to swing a great bat here on this opening week. It's a 3-hit game for Sammy.
And 5 hits in the series. She should have had more hits in game 2. That was an 0 for 3 that you look down and it's like, man, Sammy Williams didn't have any hits last night. She was 0 for 3, but that's just how the game goes sometimes.
Bandits are out hitting the Talons by 4, but find themselves behind 2 runs.
You know, you can see how much confidence that they have in Megan Framo. I was thinking about that in between innings, that they're still continuing to go to her deep in the game.
Dayton lays down the bunt. Ellis does a nice job to field her position there.
But despite giving up 10 hits, despite giving up 6 runs, she's still out there deep into this game.
Sammy Williams in scoring position for Ilana Agbayani. Up and in, ball 1 to the 3rd round draft pick, 13th overall in the AUSL college draft by the Chicago Bandits. 7 home runs, 34 RBIs, and a .364 average as she sends it into right field, and Williams is going to score the first hit and the first RBI of Agbayani's career.
She needed that. Struck out her last at bat. That is someone looking to hit early in the count. Gets an outside pitch that's moving down and away from her. It was even off speed, but she just sticks with it deep into her legs, drives in a run, and pulls Chicago within 1. Back and forth game that we have here tonight. We still have, what, 3 more innings left to play, and there's going to be a lot more scoring left, I think, in this one.
The only Bandit to have hit safely in all 3 games is Morgan Zirkle, and she is now at the plate. Already a 2-hit night for her, so Williams has a 3-hit night. Now Zirkle is going for 1. And fooled by that pitch, out of the zone. Zirkle not fooled by that, and it jumps into the outfield. Would have been an incredible snag by Flippin, but Morgan Zirkle has her 3rd hit of the night.
Well, that was 75 miles an hour off the bat. Again, goes out and gets it. That's an off-speed pitch, 60 miles an hour. The Bandits have been picking up on this off-speed pitch out of the hand of Framo, and Cindy Ball Malone, who's the head coach of the Talons and also works with the pitchers, is going to come out and talk to her defense and Megan Framo. And it's just interesting with the pitching staff like what the Talons have, that they're just still continuing to stick with Megan Framo despite giving up 12 hits.
They do have action in their bullpen right now. Dallas Escobedo McGee and Montana Fouts. We have not seen Dallas yet. Saw Montana go the distance on opening day.
And they've been aggressive early in the count against Framo. That has been the tone set from pitch number 1 of this game, when Morgan Zirkle ripped a double to start out this game, and the Bandits went on to score 4 runs in the first inning as she set the tone. But they've been aggressive early in the count. Shauna Stanton wanted them to be better with 2 strikes. 3 of their 12 hits have been with 2 strikes, but the approach has been a swing early.
First pitch ball to Koffel. Talked about how great of a selection Montana Fouts was in the mid to late 30s in the inaugural AUSL draft for the Talons. Aaron Koffel was a 6th-round pick for the Bandits in that inaugural draft that turned into an MVP season last year. League best 28 RBIs as she calls time and steps out of the box. Kentucky's all-time home run leader, 68 of them in her career for Rachel Lawson in Lexington. And then has spent the last 2 years as a graduate manager under Tim Walton at Florida. Koffel walks, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
I mean, this is a moment. You have to take advantage of this moment. Megan Framo has now thrown over 100 pitches. The Bandits have been getting to her. You don't want to see a fresh arm come into this game. I mean, the Bandits have to take advantage of a pitcher that they already have had 12 hits against with the bases loaded.
Kern tries to wait on the off speed. It's into left center field and deep enough. Agbayani was very deliberate in leaving on time to score the game-tying run.
I've seen a few sacrifice flies in this game, but you know, when 16 runs are already scored in this game in the 5th inning, you're going to see runs scored in a variety of different ways, that's for sure. Offensive game is what we've seen after a pitcher's duel last night, a 1-0 win for the Talons.
Ball 1 to Jocelyn Erickson, who had her first professional hit back in the 1st inning of this game. It was an RBI single. Gold Glove winner at Florida. Had a tremendous, just 3-year career there. It's hard to believe Jocelyn Erickson made the impact on that program that she did, and she was actually only there 3 years. Started her career at Oklahoma.
Love the fact that she can both catch and play first base, a lefty power hitter. She was definitely one of the more coveted draft picks and a star-studded senior class because of her versatility.
5th overall pick in the 1st round. 2-2. The Bandits are going to be happy to get to Rosemont and get away from the Caw chance. They will have an incredible fan base at their backs when their series starts on the starting pitcher for the Talons today, Megan Framo, in her freshman year at UCLA. That team was, of course, led by Rachel Garcia, Bubba Nichols, Camarena, and others. There's Megan.
Bandits have left 8 on base. The Talons have only left 1. And think about how it's an 8-8 score right now, and Chicago has double the amount of hits as Utah has. And when you leave 8 on base, they had an opportunity to score more. Framo has been able to strand some runners despite still giving up 8 runs.
Half of the Talons' runs have come with 2 out. Showed you the series coming up, Chicago and Oklahoma City. It's a long plane ride to Chicago tomorrow, especially if you get swept. Feels a lot better if you can get one here in Utah before you leave.
Well, the sweeps are so hard in this league. We see it in the college game as well, but sweeps are so hard to do because all these teams are so talented. So we saw Cascade avoid a sweep earlier today with the run rule win. And then Spark ended up winning their series against the Texas Volts. They ended up having a walk-off, which was a hit-by-pitch RBI for the walk-off win.
Amari Harper with the bases loaded. She's had a really good start to her rookie campaign. As Palacios drives it out to left field, 2 outs. It is a short season, though, and it was a big part of the Bandits' success last year was the tremendous start they got off to. Finished 15-9, but they started 9-2, and then after the break, took a little bit of a break in the middle of the season, almost an international break for those of you who follow European soccer. And after that, they just didn't come back like they had finished. Still had a great season overall. Lost in the championship series to the Talons. Foul ball from Alchin, and Pfizer's ahead 0-2. Another foul ball. Be curious to the relationship this week. Saw Amber Pfizer and Taryn McKinney, the Chicago pitching coach, interacting, and it seemed like they had really hit it off. But Amber Pfizer, a young pitching coach in her coaching career, now getting a chance to work for and kind of with one of the better pitching coaches in our game over the last 3 or 4 years in Taryn McKinney.
Well, remember, Taryn was a Bandit, so sticking with that lineage of being able to now coach for the team that she once played for.
Bounced in. Is it that you remember from the Alabama days that you are seeing now that shows you that she's back on top of her game?
I think she does such a good job of just living on the corners with her curveball. She'll throw it backdoor, so outside to these left-handed hitters like you saw in the first pitch of this at-bat, and then being able to throw it away from the right-handed hitters as well. But she just spots that pitch so well, and to me everything works off of that pitch, because then she can go down with her drop or up with her rise when she needs to. But when that curveball is hitting corners and helping her get strikes to work from ahead like she is here, then it's tough because she might go down or she might go up.
Ground ball left side, flipping, got to be quick. That was a great pick by Bree Ellis, but Clements is safe. Flippin and company looking for a challenge, and that'll bring Cindy Ball Malone out of the dugout. Let's see if she wants to.
I thought she was out. Oh, yeah. And a really nice pick by Bree Ellis. She's out by a good half
Utah
step.
is challenging the play at first base. The call on the field is safe. That play is under further review.
Little tip of the cap to Bree Ellis tonight, because she's made a couple nice plays defensively, came in on the bunt, showed off some great footwork, and then the scoop there. So the first couple nights, she's had a little bit of awkward footwork at times over at first, but she's made some nice defensive plays over there this evening.
That was a nice defensive play by Hannah Flippin. That ball pulled her deep into the hole, and Clements has some good speed. She's coming from the left-hand side, so she's already a little bit closer to first base, but a long throw that had some good momentum behind it.
Watching the replay, I was actually shocked how clean she caught that, because it looked like she needed to use that hand, and it really stuck in the glove really well.
After review, the call on the field has changed. The runner is out. This is Utah's second and final challenge.
And then last night, 1-0, they lost to the Talons. They've just had some opportunities offensively when they didn't come through in a situational hitting, and then defensively there's been some miscues. Ellis trying to compose herself after thinking that was ball 4. That is ball 4. Let's go down to Anna with more on the Bandits.
Yeah, Chucky, this game is huge for momentum for the Bandits. They actually haven't even been back to Chicago. They came here straight from spring training down in Vero Beach, and Morgan Zirkle told me that they can't wait to get their rookies there, to show them Chicago, to show them their whole home field where they take pride in playing. And rookie Jocelyn Erickson has never even been to the city. So carrying this momentum back home would be a huge turnaround for them after dropping the first 2 of the season, and they're really looking to get that here tonight.
Now the fans are going to be excellent. Of course, wonderful city. Rosemont is just across the street basically from O'Hare International Airport. The Bandits have a great training facility. Everybody calls it the Dome in Chicago. That was actually where the spring training was held last year for all of the teams before there were home sites, as the Bandits will make a pitching change, and Pfizer will head to the dugout for Odyssey Alexander Bennett. And we also saw her debut on night number 1. 2 innings, 2 hits, and no runs, which is just so remarkably impressive for Odyssey Alexander Bennett, who just had her daughter Halo in January.
Used a lot in relief. She definitely has a great mindset of a pitcher to come in relief in a tight game, late in the game. Hoping she's okay after striding out there. You see her tending, looks like her left leg. Still messing with it.
That looked good, so that's good to see after the kind of hobbled after the last pitch. Odyssey has been put into some very high leverage situations. You mentioned used a lot as a reliever last year. 9 of her 12 appearances came in relief, and she is not afraid of the moment. Had 81 career wins and a .337 batting average in her career at James Madison, where she was a 3-time All-American, 2-time Conference Player of the Year. There's another great James Madison star in the league as well for the Oklahoma City Spark, Jalen Ford, who we have not seen in the 2026 season yet.
Well, and she's going to complement Amber Pfizer really well, because Pfizer, a right-handed pitcher that predominantly throws curveballs, so curveballs going to spin away from these right-handed hitters. But Odyssey is going to come in and throw into them with her screw and her rise hard in. So a completely different look. She also has an off-speed curveball and a changeup that she will throw in there as well. But I like the way that she follows up after Pfizer pitches.
Jacobson showed bunt there after she hit a double off the wall her last time up to clear the bases. Eight runs on just 6 hits. If you showed everything in this but runs, you might think they had maybe 1 or 2. Jacobson to left field, foul.
Well, they're bringing in the pitching change to pitch to Caroline Jacobson because of the fact that Jacobson had such a good swing off of Amber Pfizer in her last at bat. Remember, that was right after Brielas struck out against Pfizer in that 12 pitch at bat, and then Jacobson had a 3 RBI double off of her, but a nice swing on the inner half, looking for that inner half against Odyssey like we were talking about.
Swing and a miss.
And then she goes away. She saw that swing that Jacobson had off of his screwball and how she really squared it up. So then they go away with what was called a drop ball on the outside corner. It stays up a little bit, but she could have thrown anything, I think, on the outside corner because of how Jacobson was looking in instead.
Maddie Moore takes strike 1. Maddie Moore, great story. She's in her rookie season. She hadn't played in over a year because wasn't drafted out of college, had a tremendous career at Clemson. And so now here she is, a full-time member, was drafted in the 4th round of the allocation draft by Lisa Fernandez. Trying to carve out her spot in this lineup as an everyday player.
We've seen Odyssey pitch for just a few innings, but I think she looks really good to start this season. Just think about how tough that is to recover from having a baby and then start to train and get back into the mix of things and prepare yourself to be a professional athlete in May.
Popped up shallow right. Agbayani drifts over for out number 2.
I know it's early, but you know, when you just watch a lot of pitching and watch a lot of games, you can just tell when somebody is on, and you can also tell when somebody is just not, when they're struggling. But when you see the pitch calls being made and her hitting these spots consistently with all the
batter's face for Montana Fouts. She's retired all of them, and she's only taken 13 pitches to do it. She is as good as they come when she's at her best, and she is at her best right now. But so is Morgan Zirkle at the plate. .2-0 count to Zirkle, who had just a ridiculous 9th professional season a year ago. .420 average, 3rd best in the league. 9 doubles led the league. 9 home runs led the league, and 2nd in RBIs to her teammate Erin Koffel. And I mentioned it yesterday, but probably 2nd in the MVP and Hitter of the Year voting to Erin Koffel as well. Zirkle does not see a hittable pitch and takes her base. And now Koffel. .2-0, that's 6 straight balls now thrown by Montana Fouts.
After getting all those quick outs, as you mentioned, coming in relief last inning.
Koffel digs in, 2-0, 3-0.
Well, the big difference tonight, too, for all the hits that the home runs that we've seen, is that the wind is not howling in like it was last night. At times, the flag has just been laying still. Right now, there's a little bit of a breeze. But last night, the wind was blowing in at like 35 miles an hour with gusts. They got cold really fast, too.
Forced Anna Camden into a wardrobe change. She had to find a jacket.
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was a little dramatic. I thought it was just fine up here in the booth. Koffel watches strike 1.
That was a good-looking pitch to hit to potentially have a green light on that 3-0, especially with a rookie on deck and a rookie in the hole. Kern and Erickson following Koffel. She needs to be looking for a mistake and looking to be the one with the hit.
3-2, here we go. The crowd is going to get behind Montana Fouts here. And she walks her. Koffel gave a big point to the rookie Taryn Kern, who will get a crack at this.
Erin Koffel has had 6 walks in this series. They're going to need some rookies to step up, and Jenny Dawn-Hill told us we need these rookies to play big.
Well, the missing piece of this offense is Skylar Wallace, who would likely might be in this spot right here or in front of Koffel for her to protect her. Instead, it's Taryn Kern, the slugger from Stanford. Chases that pitch, and she's behind in the count 0-2. Taryn hit .385 with 18 home runs at Stanford this year. She learned from the last one. Already a couple hits in her career. Had one in the first inning, a sac fly later in the game. Fights that pitch off. Talons trying to be the only team to sweep the opening series. Got to get out of the inning here. Bounced in and it gets away, so both runners advance. Kern got behind 0-2 quick, and she has fought her way back into this at bat. Two. Kern, right field, Ulchin turns and makes the catch. Some hard hit balls that found gloves in that in behind the plate. Oh-2 from Odyssey. Five consecutive wins for the Talons over the Bandits. Dates back to the last time they faced in the regular season last year, the championship series, and then the first 2 games of this year. Think about how great this crowd's been this weekend. We talked a lot about it. It's been everywhere that we've seen. Get the weekend games now. First time we'll have weekend games.
Yes.
Think about these folks are coming out on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights. Saturday, Sunday to start the weekend series. Jake Wish foul.
Well, and I love the fans that have come out and hung out on the berm. I just always think that's such a cool aspect when fields have that. Alabama's field is like that, so is Arkansas, just to have that berm where people can go and lay out a blanket and sit down, choose their seat.
Jake Wish ground ball, Koffel onto it. Quick throw across, 2 outs. We are an out away from our first extra inning game of this 2026 season. Does Jada Coleman have anything to say about it? Strike 1. Just outside from Odyssey. The wind is as still as it has been all week here in Salt Lake City. 64 degrees tonight. I mean, that is the first time we've looked up and seen that flag not blowing.
Yeah, I looked up earlier and it's kind of been a little on and off, but I feel like mostly like slightly on with a hint of off the way that it is now with that beautiful sky behind it.
Popped up. Williams really quickly got over to the fence, but it is out of play.
Home plate umpire Alex Leap just threw the ball back to Odyssey, and it was a bit of an errant throw, and just the way that she looked back at him and just kind of had some fun with him there, and a really serious moment that had some levity to it here.
Another 1-2 to Coleman. Just outside. She says, come on.
Yeah.
You didn't throw it right back to me, and then you don't give me the call?
Yeah, she's thinking it right now. You know she is. And that was an excellent spot. And an even better take by Jada Coleman to not swing at it.
That is outside 3-2. Odyssey entered into this game with a runner on last inning and nobody out. She's retired 5 straight. Full count. In the air, left center. Over goes Dayton to make the catch, and we have extras for the first time. 3-2. We saw this from Kern last inning. Got behind early and then really worked her way back into the at-bat. Put a great swing on a ball that was right at the right fielder, Ulchin. Got her swinging. Strikeout number 2 for Montana.
If somebody shows you that they're going to swing it that early in the count, you just keep throwing it. And it's what Montana did. Got her to chase well out of the strike zone. All 3 strikes and then at bat were off of the rise.
Montana Fouts now 8 2/3 innings, just 2 earned runs allowed, and they came in the very first inning of the first game of the season. Clements fouls that back, 1-2 count. And remember, we all remember Montana Fouts, that knee injury in the 2023 SEC tournament. She missed a couple weeks, didn't return until Super Regionals, and then helped Alabama get back to Oklahoma City with that knee injury. Another foul ball by Clements.
Looked like she shook off what was called a drop ball in, and with the pitch clock, there's no time to recall the pitch. So at that point, when she shakes off, I think Palacios is just in a reaction situation if the pitcher shakes off.
Got her swinging. Montana Fouts fired up. Another chance for the Talons to walk it off.
The Talons sure have had a lot of strikeouts in the late innings with their horses, feeling the pressure in tight games, but being able to come through. Montana Fouts, 2 strikeouts in the 8th.
And Doug.
That name on your shirt, it means something. Because Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance to save people hundreds. Tommy, stop that. Now let's get out there and play like it.
Again, Doug? Parents need to stay over there.
Sorry, Coach.
No, so get your little buddy.
Limu, no! Only pay for what you need.
Check your socials because there's big news in the sports world. No, it's not a blockbuster trade or a big-name free agent signing. The DraftKings Sports app is now available nationwide. So if you're anywhere from Florida to Texas to California, you can get in the game at the speed of sports and feel the sweat in all 50 states. The DraftKings experience you know and love, all in one easy-to-use app. Available now nationwide. New DraftKings customers spend $5 and get $200 in total bonuses. The crown is yours.
Bottom of the 8th, and another chance for Utah to walk it off and sweep the series over Chicago. New pitcher in for the Bandits. It is Bree Copeland. A couple years removed from college now in her first AUSL season out of Indiana. Played for Shonda Stanton there. We saw her in relief yesterday. Was really good. 3 1/3, 3 hits, and no runs allowed for Copeland out of the bullpen. Palacios lays down the bunt. Williams makes the play, but the winning run now stands at third base.
Well, and again, the difference in pitch calling, Bree Copeland's going to be more of a drop ball pitcher that they bring in. So in a bunt situation, a drop ball is going to be much more easy to put a bunt down than the Montana Fouts rise ball. Palacio is putting the bunt down, understanding how important that 60 feet is, to be 60 feet away now from winning this game.
Now Jadelyn Alchin